What is up, and welcome back to the vlog. So today we're installing some rear lower control camber arms on the E36. So if you look at these two wheels that I have over here, so both of these were a back wheel obviously, and you can't see it, but there's a line that gets gouged on the wheels, and I think it's from a bolt on the fender liner. But if you look at this wheel, you see that line right there? Something cuts it on the inside. And what happens is it gets cut, they start opening it up. Since the wheels are cambered a little bit, what happens is I end up blowing out the tread on this inside when the outside still looks like this. So it's gonna be a little different because we're not going for more camber. Well, depends on like our purpose. We might, since they're adjustable, we might use this both ways. If we want to lower it, we're going to camber it. But if we don't want to lower it, we might have to raise the car just a little bit. And instead of keeping it just a tad bit cambered, we're going to straighten the wheels out a little bit more. So the reason why I got these is just to have the adjustment, because both sides adjust. So it's plus or minus 3 degrees of camber, which is quite a bit. So I might just jokingly slam it all the way in just to see what the rear camber looks like, just because we're living a video game. But all in all, I want to get rid of the uneven tire tread. So enough talking, let's just jump right into it. So this bad boy right here is the bar that we are going to be replacing. So you have bolts on that side, bolts on this side, and it should pop out. So I am going to get a, no e-brake. I'm going to get the bolt sizes, and I'm going to fight it for a second just to see what I need, and then I'll put you guys up on the camera so I can show you exactly what I'm doing, so you guys at home can do this too and be a pro. So I'm going to start by dropping these bolts out real quick. I'm going to try to set you up to the best I can. It's kind of tight under here, and I don't know where my small tripod is, so let me just kind of show you guys what I'm doing to take this bolt out real quick. Just going to take our rubber mallet. Just trying to get this bad boy to break loose, but it's pretty tight down in here. Might have to throw a breaker bar up on here real quick. Pop her loose. These are both 18s, so let me grab that so I can make my life easy. All right, so I was able to get this bolt loose, just used the breaker bar, was able to pop her loose. And then I found out, it's kind of cool, it is an actual camber adjustment bolt. So let's see if you guys can see the wheel move when I do this. Come on, baby. So I don't know if you can see it moving, but it actually is adjusting the camber on the wheel. It's like a camber adjustment bolt. So it's kind of cool. I don't necessarily need to put the camber arms if I don't want to, but since I have them, I'm still going to. But now I'm just working on getting this bolt loose. We might have to do some funky stuff to get it to come off because the diff is right here, but we will see what we can do. So let me see how to get this bolt out real quick, and then we'll kind of move to the next part. Okay, I got you guys on fisheye so you can see. So right up here is where the other side of this bolt is. You can't fit your wrench in there, so you take a handy dandy screwdriver once you break it loose, shove it right there, and then you pry it away from it to hold the bolt while you're unthreading it. And then I'm gonna see how we get that bolt on out of here, but that's what I've kind of figured out. I got this nut off almost all the way. The wheel, the spring up in there, and the sway bar is what holds this tight. So there's spring pushing back on me. So I'll be able to wiggle this out the rest of the way in a second, but it's kind of tough because you gotta like push away while the spring's not force feeding. So I'm gonna figure out a little bit of a better way. Probably just throw a pry bar somewhere under here and use that to kind of push it away from myself. But I'm gonna figure that out a little bit more. But I want to finish this first to see if this bolt's doable to get out of here. So very fortunate. So this bolt hits the diff. So in order to get the diff bolt out, we have to remove the sway bar. So we're gonna have to unbolt sway bar right here, unbolt diff, not all the way, just a little bit, and maybe see if we can just get it to push up and just get enough angle for this. So it's kind of weird. We'll kind of run into it. There's 3 spots for the diff bolts. There's one up front right here, like right where I'm touching, here. So we're gonna see if we can loosen those, get it out. This bolt, since the shock is under so much pressure, it's kind of stuck in there. So we're gonna see what I can do. I tried to jack the wheel up just a little bit, but that's not working either. So let me just kind of dive into at least this bolt portion. So if I can get this out of the way, then it might not matter too much about the wheel side, but let me start working on these right here. All right, guys, this is kicking my butt right now. So how to drop the sway bar, how to remove the 3 diff bolts with the jack supporting the diff, how to raise the diff as high up as it can go, how to push the wheel with one hand to try to get the bolts wiggled out with the other hand. Now I'm just trying to get the wheel off because I realized that there's no real way to get the lower control arm out without the wheel off because it hits the wheel. If I can get there and show you guys, I would. I'm gonna try to put my tripod up on the outside so like when I take the wheel off you can kind of see what I'm dealing with. But it has been nothing but a pain. So if you're gonna do this, those little camber bolts that are already down there, spin that around and see if that gets you the camber first. The parts are like 70 bucks, like they're not super expensive, but so far it's been a pretty brutal installation process. Well, I'm still removing actually, but I've never done these before, so I didn't even know where to start really. But we're kind of figuring it out as we go. Of course, right when I take the wheel off, this one just falls out. So I'm going to start with this thing cranked all the way in, which would be technically -3 degrees of camber. So I'm gonna throw this up under there. It's pretty much of a cluster down here. Got the wheel off, fell off like I said. So I'm just gonna start with them at all the way down, and then once they're on the car, I can use this little handy dandy slot to actually adjust my camber and push the wheel out, so then I can see what kind of fitment I want. All I gotta say is have patience, and it will happen. Now I gotta finish this side, but everything's looking good. Got it all bolted down. We're gonna see what this camber looks like once we get it on. I don't know if it actually made a huge difference or not, but we'll know once it's all together. And we have an unfortunate encounter. Oh, I don't even want to climb down there and show you guys. Let's see if I can. Oh, yep, see that? See how silver it is? It decided to strip, and it was just because I was hammering on it because the thing's so stuck. So we'll see. See if this video ends up getting the second one shown finished, or if it just shows the first one and I go cry and take it down to my uncle's when I have time to cut the bolt or use an extractor and try to get it to come out. But for now, let's throw the diff back into place, get the wheel on the other side at least, put it down and see what it looks like, and then I'll take care of the other side. Probably this driver's side, I'll probably just take care of it on my own time, not on video. This how-to did not go how I wanted it to, but it's just the truth about working on cars, everyone. It's not all gravy days, but what else can you do about it? All right, so I was lying and I had it the wrong way, so I cranked it all the way out, and you're about to see when I put this wheel back on, it's gonna be some hot boy status, which is okay. I'm sad that the other one I'm sad that the bolt stripped, but it's okay. I'm gonna throw this wheel on and put the car back down on the ground because you guys are about to see how nuts this thing is. I'm not even mad it took this long now, because if I don't want to go drifting one day, if I just want to set it up for like a show car, I know it needs some body work done before that, but she's definitely gonna look like a hot boy, you know. Well, I'll show you. Well, I'm obviously not gonna drive like that because that is hideous, and the toe is awful. Like the fitment is no longer compared to this side. Like this side's got just a little bit of camber, right? But this side is some deep camber now. Like it kind of just looks goofy. The only way I would drive this, like I said, is if it was a show car and I was just gonna go get some laughs. But the toe is awful. You can see it peeking in hard. But I had to at least do it just to show that these things do have quite a bit of camber adjustment. So unfortunately, guys, I'm gonna have to end the video there. I wasn't able to get to the driver's side quite yet, but fairly confident with now I know how to do it and just getting the right tool to remove that stripped out bolt. We should be all good. No problems whatsoever. But we just had a big heavy box come in. I'm gonna show you the side of it, but this is a big heavy box. There can only be a couple guesses on what's in this box. I mean, actually there could be a ton of things. It is automotive related. Just know it's not mountain bike related. It's not motocross related. It's automotive related, one of my two cars, because that's all I have right now. So take your handy dandy guesses on what y'all think this could be, and hopefully within a couple weeks you guys are seeing what it is and seeing the how-to on it. So just let me know, drop it down in the comments below. And also, guys, as you're watching this, I might be at 260 subscribers, which is an awesome venture. So thank you guys so much for all you that are watching, and I just want to know that you guys are awesome. So with that note, I will see you guys next week. Peace.